All right, we're gonna watch this IGN preview of this Warhammer game. I'm excited for this, and I just need a breakdown of it.
Warhammer 40k has spread so far and wide from its humble tabletop origins that I would almost consider the fantasy of being one of the Adeptus Astartes, a space marine, as being on par with being...
You know what's weird? I remember like Warhammer 40k, like Space Marine stuff. I've known about since a kid, but I've never like played like I don't know what they are. Like they're these like little action like these little figures. I remember going to these like gaming stores and they had these like little Warhammer figures, and it always looked so cool to me. I remember I wanted to buy one of those figures, and I looked at it, I was like $60. I was like, what the fuck? Or it was super expensive or something like that. But I've always been intrigued by Warhammer, but I've never really got into the universe or anything like that. I played the other Warhammer games like Warhammer Vermintide and stuff.
And Space Marine
but Space Marine
brings me closer to that fantasy
this
than
looks dope.
maybe any previous game has. At its best, it's practically 40k Nirvana, mowing down disorienting numbers of Tyranids with a heavy bolter or cutting a path through them with a chainsaw.
This looks sick.
At times, the controls can get
like this is the kind of game that you'd hope for, or they make and then they'd fuck it up. But this looks like exactly what it should be.
An 8-foot-tall juggernaut coated in ceramite.
I guess there's like what 6 different classes or something, and there's multiplayer.
Bit of the campaign, which has Clive Standen, aka
I mostly care about the campaign though.
Vikings, giving an inspired, gravelly performance.
Ooh, I hope we get
Captain
some
Titus
sexy cutscenes. Yes.
Who is immediately
Yo, Dano, it's got that Helldivers vibe. Yeah. It's made by this game's made by the same people that made World War Z,
aside, though, to do battle
the World War Z game.
Hive fleet threatening the soaring Gothic spires of the imperial world of Avarax.
Dano, are you into Warhammer stuff? Did you ever play the? I don't know if it's a board game or whatever.
Detailed and well animated everything on the ground is. From the humble Cadians who will often kneel and talk in a whisper as the Emperor's angels approach.
Dude, look at this. And you can like toggle your helmet on and off, and you can like customize your armor.
I've ever had the feeling of standing on the ground in the Warhammer 40k universe to this level of satisfaction before.
Yes, there's a detail. I'm surprised it took them this long to make a game like this for Warhammer.
Are gorgeous. The chaotic soundscape is spot on.
Never played it, but I'll check this out. I want to make the armor though. Yeah, I think you can customize. I don't know if you can customize the colors. I saw some of customization. It looked crazy.
As a longtime fan,
look at this. You can get like you can have like a jetpack. You can get melee weapons.
As far as nailing the experience of playing as
you get to play with your friends,
finest,
and then there's some multiplayer.
Generally does a respectable job there as well. Titus and his buddy's Primaris armor is rendered.
It gives me Gears of War vibes
with lots of moving parts, managing to
I want to find the 3D print files for the armor
at the same time.
Yeah, I've always saw those little action figures when I was a kid. Because I forgot, I don't know what that game is, like a board game or something. They like roll dice.
Was a highlight. And most of the guns feel great to use, from the classic bolter to a plasma gun that makes enemy armor seem like a joke.
Huh.
I wasn't totally sold on the melee stuff, unfortunately.
I hope the campaign's good.
Through gaunts with a chainsword is just as exhilarating as it should.
I want some crazy missions with some crazy set pieces. I hope it's just not repetitive missions.
Dodges and parries to counter enemy special attacks.
I pray for that.
And I'm not quite sure if it works here.
I'm making the Reach armor, the one that has the skull or his or her mask. Yeah, I think they have that helmet on in the game, in this game too. But are you talking about the 3D printing that helmet? The Reach armor, that armor is so sick. I forgot what his name was.
With the Doom 2016 style finishers, though they are gloriously brutal in their spectacle.
It does got that Doom finishers.
You really can't argue with how awe-inspiring it is to see a Space Marine rip a Tyranid
like a life-size one,
clean off and
like life-size helmet.
Like trash. Maybe they're just a bit too long, or
like more miniature.
Too much, but They feel like breaks in the action rather than
Oh, it's what I'm gonna start selling. Oh, I see those people on Instagram. I actually follow someone who sells like the Halo helmets and stuff.
Were primarily Tyranids, though it seems
buy
like
one.
the forces of chaos are definitely up to something behind the scenes, as they often are. And the variety of chitinous baddies is pretty impressive.
Was that multiplayer?
The main enemies in the missions I played were primarily Tyranids, though it seems like the forces of chaos are definitely up to something behind the scenes, as they often are. And the variety of chitinous baddies is pretty impressive, from hordes of regular gaunts who
I heard they got a good enemy variety,
to slippery lictors who require a bit more finesse to take down. These guys like
right now I got the Fang Dagger from Solo Leveling Printing. I haven't finished Solo Leveling. I was reacting to it on my YouTube channel,
model updates from
and then I don't know, I gotta just finish it. I was doing anime for my channel and then switched to movies.
The mode I spent the most time with, though, is the new 3-player co-op, which seems to be where the meat of Space Marine 2 lies. There are tons of
look at this is where the armor
upgrades to unlock, and much to my delight as someone who rolls their
look at that,
playing boring Ultramarines.
Oh, look at that.
Customization includes the ability to unlock armor colors and liveries from dozens of chapters, including both my beloved Space Wolves and some fairly obscure ones. Ooh. On top of this,
and the armor
you have
too.
6 different classes to choose from, each of which has at least 3 primary weapons to level up, allowing for a huge amount of build diversity.
Damn, what class am I gonna be? Battle Brothers.
I probably had the most fun.
Dude, it's one of the best animes this year in my opinion. Yeah, is that hard to do? I want to do that for horror movies. Yeah, I watched. Have you seen Kaiju number 8?
With the standard
that one was pretty good too.
Marine, I know. Right after I said Ultramarines are boring. The Assault Marine can be exciting too, but as I never fully got comfortable with the melee combat, and I also found the jump pack to be really kind of fiddly and inconsistent, it ended up being the build I wish I was good at, but never
kind of want the jump pack.
The Heavy Marine is also great fun when you
I'm not a heavy class kind of guy.
With a heavy bolter and watch an entire swarm evaporate. But they don't have much to do when they're out of ammo, which isn't as big a problem for the other classes.
Look how bloody and gory this is. This is awesome.
Like some levels could use a bit of rebalancing in terms of ammo drops.
Yeah, Kaiju number 8 was good. I'm gonna finish Solo Leveling.
It can be a long time between resupplies. Since I was playing on a pre-release build, I was often paired with bots, and they're not really very good, even on the lowest difficulty. The aforementioned Heavy Marine just isn't that viable because you can't count on your AI teammates to keep strong melee enemies off of you. But when I did match with other humans, I was having a great time. So I imagine this issue will be resolved when the servers are open to everyone. The more linear levels and somewhat clunkier movement is definitely an adjustment when I've played hundreds of hours of Helldivers 2 already this year, but there's no mistaking that I could definitely see myself.
I haven't been playing Helldivers 2. It came out and then I stopped playing and I haven't played it since it came out. It was fun though.
Chapters and classes.
Wait, how many chapters? Wait, what?
For my favorite chapters and classes.
Oh, favorite chapter there.
Space Marine 2 has a real shot at being the quintessential third-person action game set in the 40k universe. It's exactly what it says on the cargo canister. You get to be an enormous, super
this is what I've been waiting for. And I'm not even a huge Warhammer fan. I've just always been like, yo, why don't they make a game like this?
At uncountable hordes of Xenos across beautiful, detailed battle spaces that bring this universe to life in a way it never really has been before, ideally with a couple friends. You'll be able to check it out for yourself on September 9th.
Nice, dude. The games are pouring in, Dano. We're gonna have Black Myth Wukong coming up here soon in like a week and a half, and then this is the next game. We're gonna be, and the end of this year is really good.